Hey everyone, this is Adam from Hi-Fi Cool. My first video, well maybe my second, but I'm taking that one down because I'm starting fresh with a whole new idea that I want to talk to you about. And I'm just going to see how this goes. I've had some ideas for a while now and things that have kind of bothered me about being an audiophile, things that mistakes I've made, and in this thought about a series of videos and tests that might help a lot of people out. I think in the past I've had a lot of equipment where I didn't know how good it was, like Lieben tube equipment, other various tube equipment that had a lot of potential, but I didn't know that tube rolling or things like tube rolling and like the router that I used was messing up the bass performance. And if I would have known what I know now, I could have maybe kept some of this amazing equipment and not been on the equipment roller coaster that I think a lot of us are on. So this whole idea of series of videos, I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm looking for comments and take it different directions. I will listen to comments and we'll just see how it goes. I want to talk about what my plan is. Let's see. I'm trying to be very concise and to the point and not ramble on like a lot of people know I can do. But my plan for these videos is kind of ability I want to be able to show differences in equipment and even cables, tubes, every little detail. I'm not going to use some kind of analyzer to break it down and try to prove that these cables don't make a difference. What my videos are going to do is you're going to use, what I hope you would do is use really good headphones and a headphone rig so that you can hear the differences. I think it's important. I mean, I think some of the videos with YouTube you'll be able to hear some difference if they're very drastic, but my plan is to probably record it 24-bit 192 sampling. That is probably where I'm going to end up, but there will be samples that I will record through an analog digital converter that I picked up, and so I'm going to baseline everything with the raw sample file, and then as I make changes you can listen to it and go back in a table and go back and as I make a change hear the differences. I'm hoping I'll be comparing things like switches, like I've been using an Aquavox SE AQVox, I don't know how to pronounce it, but switch for a while. I just picked up a Sodom switch, so I will do a comparison there. But I'm going to start, because I got this analog digital converter, we're going to start just baselining the file at one of the, some of these places where you can download high definition files. I've got some of their sample files. That'll be my baseline. And then I'm going to use a Korg, I believe it's a MR2000S analog to digital converter. That I will just run that through my system with stock cables, and then the first step is I'm going to replace those cables with better cables, power cables, and then the Korg has the ability to run a reference clock, master clock into it. So I have a very good clock. So we're going to get my analog digital converter as close as we can to the raw file, and then we're going to make changes, and you'll be able to hear, like, I even kept, like, for instance, I even kept an old Dell mini laptop because it threw out so much distortion and made everything sound so bad. We'll do some tests like that. We'll work with switches, routers. I still have my mesh. We can compare mesh networks to hardwire network. I have a fiber kit, so we can see getting rid of distortion on a fiber kit. But as I go, that's basically what we're going to do. I'm also wanting to hear like suggestions in the comments in these future videos of things that you would like to try. I'm probably going to be willing to have people send me equipment to test if they want to pay the shipping to me or shipping back, and I can do tests for if they think that would be beneficial. Like, I probably won't be able to purchase every switch, so the first one, like I said, is going to be the SODIMM switch, and maybe manufacturers will send me equipment to try. I think, like I said, I do think it's very important that you have a good headphone setup to hear these fine differences. I think 24-bit to 192, you'll be able to hear some subtle differences. Some might be drastic too. I plan on having a blog where I'm going to talk about what I hear, and I don't really want you to just hopefully not jump right into what I say to predispose your way of thinking. I think sometimes that can jade people. So hear what you hear, maybe then read the blog, and I'll tell you kind of like what I hear. I'm looking for, the critical things like tone. I'm emotional connection. That's what a lot of people say they're looking for nowadays, and that's probably one of my most important things I look for. But tone, resolution, sound stage. I want to talk a little bit about how I will judge these things. So as I listen to things back through the files that I record on the analog to digital converter, A to D converter, I'll be listening to these differences on the Dan Clark E3 closed-back headphones, which I'm kind of very impressed with those. And for I think the soundstage might be a little wider. Just I'll be able to judge soundstage a little bit more with the HD800S headphones. So that's my plan there. Headphone setup, I could talk a little bit about our rig, but that I'll also post that in the comments section in this video, my first video. So I think these things, of course, will get better over time. And my headphone amp, by the way, is an Inlium Amp 22R. I haven't had too long, but I really like the way it sounds with the Dan Clark. So I'll be listening for, the finest details. How that piano sounds realistic. Does it give me goosebumps? Does it, all the things that we all probably are looking for. If you have voices sound right, the mid-range is right, usually everything follows, and a lot of things can sound good. And I think that using headphones might give me a better sense of how things are going. I will probably occasionally use my 2-channel. I've been through a lot of equipment, Magico, Rido, a lot of different hardbit speakers. But right now I'm just having a fun time with some Zoo Soul Mark IIs, and since the Inlium was interest to me, I picked up a Bakun amplifier that I use. I've got a nice turntable set up I will talk about later. I might do some recordings with that also in the future. But because of copyright issues, I'm probably going to stick with sample files that people like HDTracks, companies like HDTracks offer. That's kind of the plan right now. I think the first recording, like I said, will be just let's do some simple things like cable changes. I'm going to probably go from stock $5 cables, maybe a Audioquest Hurricane, then I might step it up to like an Audioquest Dragon Source cable. So we can see if we can hear a difference. The Korg A to D converter is a switch mode power supply. I might later on do a change on that to a linear power supply, and maybe in the future re-baseline everything with a better analog to digital converter. That's what I'm hoping to do. But I'm trying to kind of keep things level, so things, as you compare a file from today versus 4 months from now, you'll be able to kind of everything will be apples to apples. Let's see what else I want to talk about. I just really want you to draw your own conclusions, and maybe read about what I think too, and see if it matches up with what you think. This is my first take, so maybe it looks good, and I can stick with my first take on my first video, and things will look good in the future. I want to say a lot of my friends have said, the way I talk about things and I ramble on, they were like, why don't you do these YouTube videos? You've had so much gear. Why don't you talk about it? And I guess I'm finally going to listen, but take this a different way, maybe do something that a lot of people aren't doing. And I will refer to a lot of other reviewers, to get more information. Like, there are plenty of reviews on the Dan Clark E3s, and you can see they're one of the best closed back headphones on the planet right now. And I think I'll stop right there, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do all that YouTube thing. Subscribe, and let's have fun with this. Okay, thanks. Bye.